Hey everyone, this is Zach with Reform. I had a pretty interesting case study recently where a patient had a Symes amputation roughly 30 years ago due to a motorcycle accident. And in that motorcycle accident, he really injured his knee as well. He is missing his patella and parts of his femoral condyles. There's some laxity in the knee joint space. And when he came to me, he had a joint and thigh corset with a distal mount Symes foot. And he's pretty rough on his devices. He works full time, climbing ladders, going up and down on roofs, and it's really important to him that he maintained knee joint stability due to his compromised knee, had a foot that offered stability for ladder climbing and going up and down roofs, and an overall prosthesis that was pretty durable. So we opted to go away from a joint and thigh corset. We felt like the joint and thigh corset in his case was actually being utilized to maintain suspension and offload the distal end of his residual limb. It turns out he can weight bear fully on the end of his residual limb, and that's not really a benefit to him. The other thing that he had was a medial window, and that medial window created a weak point in his socket. So inevitably, his socket would eventually crack there, and he'd be kind of rushing to the prosthetics office to get a repair made. So what we came up with is a little bit more modern design for this gentleman. We did a custom knee brace. This knee brace is got stainless steel hinges, so they're pretty durable, simple strapping in the back. There's no weight bearing that is applied through this brace. It is only for knee joint stability, and it's worked out very well for the patient in the testing period. We went ahead and mounted it on the front with some Chicago screws built into the lamination. The other thing that we've done is we've incorporated a posterior mount foot with a direct lamination. Rather than having a distal mount foot where the foot is very stiff because of its placement, and it has to be stiff because of the construction and such a short length for the toe lever, we went ahead and mounted it here in the back, offering him a little bit more push off when he's walking. The patient really appreciated that. During walking, almost didn't trust the foot because it offered so much flexibility and compliance to the ground. One of the reasons why we mounted it so low here on the back versus the top is when he would go up a ladder with his tool belt, the foot had a tendency to deflect under load a little bit more than either one of us liked for safety. So what we've done, we've lowered the spine of the foot here. So this eliminates some of the compression and the propulsion of the foot. And we've also added this wedge within the foot itself, so the patient is not bottoming out as much as he normally would. Aside from that, you'll notice there's no windows here. We did a stovepipe P-light design. Very simply, the patient slides into a socket, he can slide out, and we're using anatomical suspension for his suspension force. The suspension is unbound by the brace the way it was before. So pretty interesting case. We hope it works well for the patient. He seems excited to come in and try it.